This low-level Japanese worker, earning 250k yen a month, has to do the washing and cleaning as part of his gig. You reckon that's a fair go for the pay? 8 bells. Young Lee Chi, only 22, punches the clock right on the dot. He's working admin at a metal trading mob in Gunma. He cops all the hard yakka, all the bits and pieces. So the early start is his normal. First thing after clocking on, he uploads yesterday's figures to the head office system and fields all the customer calls, logging them as he goes. That's his bloody lot, isn't it? If you're on the bottom rung, you're the one cleaning up everyone's mess. What is your opinion on this issue? File's done, now he updates the charts with the new data. Here's a cracker. Lots of Japanese firms still use old-school methods. Forget software. He's drawing those bar charts by hand. Even the staff punch cards are handwritten. He collects them twice a day, morning and arvo, and manually keys them into the computer. This task alone he does morning and afternoon. After that, it's back to the grind, shuffling files and taking non-stop calls, copying customers. Special, often bizarre, product requests. He has to handwrite all those detailed requests down, which leaves his hand aching like a dog. It's a shocking lack of automation, mate. But to earn his quid and stay afloat, he's just gotta cop it sweet. Bang on midday, he knocks off for lunch. He usually buys the staff meal for 100 yen, about $5 Aussie. Can't beat that for a cheap feed. Lunch scoffed. He keys in the Arvo punch card data and gets straight back to the hard yakka. The Arvo is a proper killer. Office duties, plus he has to clean the change rooms and wash all the work uniforms. Seriously, this bloke's doing 3 jobs for 1 pay packet. And if you reckon this rough-as-guts workload means big money, you're dreaming. Working 26 days a month, 8 till 5, he's only pulling 250k yen. That's low income, well below the average for a decent bloke. Thankfully, he's out in the sticks, not Tokyo, so he can just scrape by. He's spewing about the situation. Reckons he's just a gopher, not an office worker. But he's stuck in the mud. He blames himself for not hitting the books and missing out on Unidaitoin. No qualifications, so finding a better gig is like trying to find a roux in the city. He just has to hang in there. His only hope, the big one, is racking up service years. Japanese pay is all about seniority, so the longer he stays, the better the coin. But he's only been on the job 6 months, so it's a long, tough road ahead. 5 o'clock. He knocks off work on the dot. No overtime for this bloke. Overtime in Japan costs a bomb, so the boss just hires another poor mug instead. That's the daily grind for a bottom-rung Japanese worker. If it were you, what would you do to change your situation? Educational and analytical purpose video. If you relate, please follow. And definitely watch the next analysis. Comment below. Look at this Japanese woman, a truckie, getting absolutely stitched up by the bosses. She's starting before dawn and has to load and unload all the bloody freight herself. How rough do you reckon her day really is? What's your opinion on this setup? 4:30 a.m. Absolutely dark outside, while most of us are snoring our heads off. 22-year-old Lihei, the driver, is up early, getting herself sorted for the hard yakka. The grind, right? She's working as a fresh produce logistics driver door-to-door. She has to deliver before the customers even open their shops. That's why her alarm clock is just brutal. After prepping, Leah sorts out her vehicle checks and heads to the warehouse to load up. Her job is pretty simple on paper. Follow the delivery orders. No complex navigation, just shifting orders. She's on a fixed route every day. Sounds easy cruising in the aircon, right? But here's the kicker, the analysis point. the reality is heaps tougher than just driving. Unlike most truckies, a crucial detail. Leah doesn't just drive the truck. She's responsible for all the loading and unloading too. A quick 20-minute drive, and she arrives at the company warehouse. First up, check the manifest with the boss. And double-check the load against the list. Then it's time to start chucking the stock into the trailer. She uses a forklift, a vital tool here, to lift the pallets up to the right height. But then she manually stacks every single box inside. Every trip is fully packed to the brim made. This means a massive non-stop workload. She's been doing this for 2 solid years now. She's completely used to the brutal intensity. 90 minutes later, a solid hour and a half. The truck's finally loaded and she can hit the road. Usually she has to do 2 full truckloads of deliveries. The morning run isn't far, thankfully. Only 30 minutes until the first drop-off. And of course, Leah does all the unloading herself. Still no help. Analysis. A driver loading and unloading? That's 2 jobs. It's completely unreasonable in any country's job market. But if you're a worker, just trying to earn a quid and survive, you just have to cop it sweet and follow orders. Let's be fair though. Unloading half a truck full of gear in one go, then dragging it all into the customer's storage. That's seriously physical work. Most blokes would struggle with that kind of intensity, let alone a young woman in her early 20s. If she wasn't forced to, Leah probably wouldn't choose this life. Once this delivery is done and dusted, Leah gets straight back into the cab, heading off to the next drop-off point. Background check. Leah was raised in a single-parent family. Financial strife made her drop out of school at 18. She moved from the sticks to the big city for work. No education, no proper skills. That meant she couldn't land a decent gig. Her earnings barely covered the bare minimum. Then she heard truck driving paid better coin. She quickly got her license and certification, landing the job at this current company. It's a brutal job, no doubt about it. But the money is pretty good, hey. Working 26 days every month, Leah pulls in 450,000 yen. That's well into the working class bracket. Leah finishes the first truckload delivery. Then she heads back to the warehouse to load the next batch. The second load is off to Tokyo. Big trip. For such brutal work, Leah is absolutely stoked with her situation. She knows her lack of education means hard, physical labor. Her whole life is a simple grind. She knocks off work around 2:30 p.m. most days. Then it's straight to the pub for a beer and a feed. Gotta relax the knackered body after that kind of day. Then back home for a solid sleep to recharge. Even on her days off, she barely goes out. Why so tight, you ask? She's trying to save every cent, so she can eventually buy a house in a big city. That's the daily reality of this Japanese truckie. If it were you, would you take on this brutal work? Educational and analytical purpose video. Well, if you relate, please follow and definitely watch the next analysis. Comment below.